So, hello, people of the internet. Cosmic Adults
Oh yeah.
here. Cosmic Adults
Oh yeah, I
here.
forgot.
Adults are Mercedes Ann doing the Cosmic Adults. Thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate you guys. And we're going to kick this off, this, Cosmic Adults episode off with the fact that Mercedes Ann has never seen Top Gun. And just want to
Okay,
know,
that bus
digging in.
that bus really hurts, Ian. Thank you. Okay, well, growing up, we had this place that we went in the summers, and there was a VHS player and two VHS tapes. One of them was Top Gun and one of them was Wayne's World. And we never put Top Gun in. We just always watched Wayne's World. Like our family is seriously like a cult about it. Like we can recite any line anytime for whatever reason. And I actually met a friend and I knew she was my friend because one day she was like, "Party on, Wayne," and I was like, "Oh my
Whoa.
god."
In
Oh my
sync.
god, who are you? Yeah, it was beautiful. And then we started quoting back and forth, and it was great. It was like it's like one of those things, it's a bond that you, because it was like, "Oh wow, your family also was in a Wayne's World cult?" You don't just find that anywhere.
That
So
is rare. That is, I would say that's extremely rare to find. And I'm glad you did find it. I hope you've watched Top Gun now as an adult as well, just to know what Top
no,
Gun is.
I still haven't. I will though, just so that I don't get made fun of in the comments, like
So you can,
mercilessly.
so you can come back next week and do a review of Top Gun.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
no longer gonna be reviewing the week ahead. We're just gonna talk about what happens in Top Gun.
Like movies in the 90s and 80s, but I guess
Well,
not.
have you ever seen Wayne's World?
I have multiple times I've
Thank
seen Wayne's World.
God.
I haven't seen it
Okay.
recently. I will do it
Mm-hmm.
just because of you, and
Mm-hmm.
to kind of put myself into that cult as well. I just feel like I need to belong somewhere.
Okay, good, because otherwise it probably, if you hadn't said that, it probably would have been friends off.
I
Yeah.
thought so too.
Like it's
Um,
kind of a deal breaker, to be honest.
Pretty aggressive friendship rules, but okay.
These are the parameters.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay, maybe
So
we should talk about the week ahead. What do you think?
I think that is a good idea. To start talking
Okay.
about the week ahead,
So we're talking about March 20th,
we
yes, the
starting with March
Sunday,
20th.
to the 26th. That will be the Saturday.
Exactly, guys. So we're going to do our best to say the numbers again and again and again for you to
Yeah.
observe them
So you know what the
easily.
heck we're talking about.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do you want to go first, or I should go first, or?
Yeah, well, the intuitive message that I was receiving, I mean, mostly throughout the week, I was really just getting a general sense of spring, like very springy vibes. And I mean, we're headed into that season, but uh the 20th was, I was feeling giving.
Okay. Very
Giving.
nice.
And I think giving to yourself, giving to others, charitable, like very time to start, like I feel like we've been having a lot of inner time in our inner worlds, and now it's time to start, expressing that more. And um I mean, giving giving is the thing, right? Ultimately, I feel like ultimately giving is the thing. That's the reason why we're even here, is because we want to give something to the world.
I'm actually very impressed of what you're seeing there because we are, guys, from an astrological perspective, we are in Pisces season, full Pisces season. Still, yes, from the sun perspective, it's ending, but Mercury is still in Pisces. Mercury is going to conjunct Jupiter in Pisces during those days and, beginning of that week. So when we're building up to this is literally because Mercury is so much to do with our minds and what we think about, and Jupiter is also to do with benevolence and giving and being, the humanitarian. And even to add to it, we are in Pisces and Neptune is very close there as well, and Mercury will make that conjunction and Jupiter will start to make that its own conjunction, which we're going to cover longer in April. But you can already feel those energies coming in, and it's a very, very, let's say, giving energy, I would say, because the thoughts is Mercury and Jupiter is super giving. When we combine those two, we can be really benevolent. Yes, we can also see, maybe a little bit more optimistically into the future as well. So I think this really applies. The downside of this specific day, let's put it that way, during the 20th is, I just want to change my thing here a little bit up. There it is. And the downside of this day, especially if you're in the States or Canada or somewhere, Moon later on in the day will move into Scorpio. So Moon doesn't do well in Scorpio. Let's say the potential of emotional mastery is there, but it's, guys, if, let's say, I'll bring this tangent into this as well to explain this a little bit better so I don't have to do it in next episodes. But when we're in a place of, in tune with our emotions and feelings, and we're aware of what is happening constantly with us, and maybe we meditate and we become clear of what is happening, then it's easier to navigate the Moon in Scorpio. But think about this: a lot of people aren't really in tune, and they don't want to know, they don't want to feel. And this, what Scorpio Moon does then, it still spices up the emotional life. So it brings whatever is difficult out into the open, to percolate within your body and in your consciousness. So it's an emotionally a little bit of a tougher time, especially considering we have the squares from Saturn and opposition from Uranus during those days to Moon as well. So it's like we want that emotional liberty later on in the day, but it's very hard to achieve it, and all those wounds and pains are just navigating there as well. So it's a bit of a difficulty there.
How fun. So what would a person do? Like how would a person know what they specifically are going to be looking at emotionally? Do we look at where Scorpio is in the natal chart and have a look at that, or?
Like, that's a good indication already if you know how to pull up charts. But guys, like, it's that's the area where it's mostly influenced, but it's still like the overall emotionality of these days, the coming days, because Moon spends 2.5 days in a sign approximately. So those days you're going to be dealing with heavier emotions in general, and you're going to see other people kind of like on the edge as well. Hopefully that Mercury and Jupiter will help you through it as well. But we have optimism here as well. Just want to bring in that because that will help others, because Sun is also moving into the sign of Aries during 20th, out of Pisces season. Yeah, go ahead.
Perhaps giving is the medicine for that, hey? Like, for those emotional turmoil things, it's like, okay, what can I give? What can I give rather than sit in this soup of my pain soup? I don't know why you'd be sitting in it. Maybe you'd be eating it.
I mean, one of the things is, if you decide to eat that pain soup and eat that, or sit in pain soup, you can, I think, process it out later. Soup, process it out later, and go into the bathroom, whatever that is. But
if it's gonna go in, it's gonna come out.
Yeah, because that's the gist that's the gist of any emotion and feeling, and that's, it can be hard, but it's still, doable, processable, and we have help because I mentioned the squares and blah blah blahs, but we have trines to the moon as well, and to the Scorpio. Jupiter will trine it, and Mercury and Neptune will trine it. So it will make it easier. Maybe you want to do a spiritual meditation. Maybe you want to see a healer. These things can help here.
I like that. I also feel like with Mercury, like messenger of the gods, that's like, to me, that signals downloads. That signals like also receiving, like big time. And especially with Jupiter, I would say people are going to be starting to receive a lot of stuff. Gifts, messages. So just, use your discernment, but stay open to like receiving something new, some new information, something like that.
That's very important, I think, with this configuration. That will apply to you, 21st, 22nd of March as well, definitely, guys.
Okay.
That is, I would say even that almost like the first half a week is under that influence anyway. What just Mercedes just said. So please keep a mind out when you start receiving those messages.
What about dreams? Does Mercury have anything to do with dreams, or is that only Neptune?
Like when Neptune and Jupiter and all of them, we can say, are a little bit tied to it, but Pisces and Neptune mostly, yes, mostly. But I think you touched the nail or hit the nail there, because I think the dreams can be vivid, all sorts of messages because Mercury will conjunct Neptune as well. So good for
really
spiritual matters.
Clear, yeah. Get clear in your mind before you fall asleep. Do it.
Yeah, do it. Starsky and Hutch, come on, you must know.
Oh no, no. Sorry. Oh man, my pop culture is just like really sucking right now.
Oh, you have to watch that.
Oh, I feel like I will do that. I guess I'm gonna have a list of movies to watch. Top Gun,
Starsky and Hutch.
Cool. For the 21st, the intuitive message, the cosmic message for that day is well.
That's an interesting one.
Couple levels to the word well. I felt, remember that poem that I wrote? Did I ever send you that well, why not poem about the well and the emotions?
I think so. I remember
and
something.
The circling it. Yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking about. Maybe that's something I'll share on my blog or something like that. But it was like the image that I keep getting with it is getting well. Getting well is like, when you're in ceremony and things like this, and you're vomiting and expelling certain things, you're getting well. Like, you're getting rid of the things that are causing you sickness, essentially.
The gunk.
And if you've ever done ceremony, plant medicine, stuff like that, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And then well being very, very, very deep emotionally. So likely that's like the moon and Scorpio type
exactly
situation. Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's the 21st. Let's move on. I feel like it makes me so nervous thinking about this coming up. I'm like, frick, like, didn't we just do enough of all this like deep? Well, I mean, I feel like I personally am raw.
I want to say a couple of words still, because we need to talk a little bit about the Sun in Aries, which we have a month of Sun in Aries, guys. I just want to mention that and just bring in a couple of things, because if you're a fire sign, meaning Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or if you have a lot of influences there in those fire signs, like me, then you have been anticipating this, because finally, at least some fire for our fiery natures, because everything has been muddy, everything has been freaking water, everything has been earth, everything has been just like super slow. Because when water and earth meet, we make mud. And when there's also, you know, fixed air like Aquarius, you know, things things are like kind of moving, but they're not moving at all. Also, it's like moving and not moving. It's freaking, it's like sometimes standing in one place. Yes, we can go deep, we can heal, like Mercedes said. A lot of good things there, obviously. But if you do that too much, you know, as a fire sign, you just get frustrated. And now, the first thing moves into fire. Aries, we get the spring energy going on. We get the excitement because Sun will be in Jupiter terms as well. So lots of energy coming in, starting to come in. Let's put it that way. And the excitability of the fire energy comes our way. And remember, guys, Sun is exalted in the sign of Aries, so it's a good time to start doing, you know, maybe I'll actually say that in a later episode, but it's still good time to start taking action, because the energy returns to us, so it's easier to take action in the material practical realm. If there's anything you wanted to do, wanted to create, it will start to get easier, and things will start moving now again, because we've been straight retrogrades. I have been giving the endings of retrogrades have been giving us a push anyway, with the planets moving direct, and it's a little bit faster. But now, again, finally, Aries energy coming in.
Right on. I like that. I like that. It feels good. Feels exciting.
You have a little bit
ready?
of their Aries, you know. You will feel it definitely.
Oh, Ian, my Aries placement is so rough. Like, oh man. Anyways, if you know, you know.
Yep.
I did not actually, if I had to guess, I did not think that you had a lot of fire placements in your chart, if I'm being completely honest here.
I have a shit ton of fire placements. I'm almost only fire and air. I have one freaking planet in Earth, and I'm just like this. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Sorry, what are you like? No, I'm just kidding.
Fuck.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so this is really, are you looking forward to this as someone with fire?
I'm totally looking freaking forward to this, because, you know,
like, do you feel, sorry, I cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I have a question. Can I ask you? Oh no, my question's gone now. Sorry. That's so rough.
No worries.
Okay. Do you feel like at home? Do you feel like more yourself? Like for me, when we entered Pisces season, I was like, woohoo!
Yeah,
Here we go.
Totally.
Is that like what you feel like,
yeah,
or
exactly?
I want to say, like, is this even in astrology? Is it sort of like whatever sign that you have a lot of whatever elements that you have a lot of planets, no matter what? Like, if it was even Sagittarius, would you also feel this, or
yes,
like
exactly.
whether it was okay?
It helps a lot. Like, if you are some element dominant, you know, some placements, or let's say some moments during the year can feel quite, you know, heavy and rough, and, you know, you're not in your element, unfortunately. You have to do other stuff, obviously, guys. This is part of life, but the feeling and the thing inside of you is like, oh my god, it's like not working, and you know, that type of stuff. Right. And then when the season comes, you're like, yay.
So I want to say also, like, okay, astrology aside, let's say you're a person that does not follow astrology, and just random times of the year you feel certain ways, and let's say you're just that person. Like, I think there are also like elements of psychology within that, where let's say you had a relative that you were really close to pass away in the spring. It's like things gearing up for spring, you sort of like emotionally are kind of having those feelings come up. So I feel like part of it, yes, is astrology, and, you know, it's like the real life things, and
I think I got what you mean. here.
Sense.
Mm-hmm.
My my communicate my communication planet is it rearing its ugly head again?
No. It's bringing information from other realities and realms, which can seem a little foreign at first, but when you dissect it, when you are with it, I think people understand it. It's just Mercury in Pisces can take a little bit longer time to understand and to unravel things because it's
Sometimes
so.
I feel like I'm speaking Martian, and
Yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
and then I stop talking, and I'm like, ooh, I lost them. Oops, I did it again.
Brittany, that's you gotta know that.
Yo, we're just
Oops, I
dropping it
did it.
down with the pop culture.
That was so. That was so kind of like in flow. Oops, I did it again.
I did it again. It happens a lot.
God.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so for the 22nd, is
Yep.
that those are the main things. Sun's moving into Aries.
It's
Or
moving.
that was the 21st.
It's moving on the 20th already, but
Okay.
we're going to feel it for a long time anyway. So guys,
Okay. Okay. So get well.
energy returning.
Enjoy the fire. Okay. 22nd. 22nd of March. Anything bubbling up here, surfacing?
Anything. This is an interesting one.
I don't know why I want to call it the cosmic thing. I don't want to be all like, ooh, cosmic is our thing and whatever, but it kind of is. I was feeling the message is intuitive.
Intuitive. Nice one. I think from that perspective, we're building up to the Mercury Neptune conjunction, and that's a very, very extremely intuitive combination. So you're going to feel that already. I think 22nd, maybe a little bit 21st, but definitely on 23rd, 24th onwards. These are very intuitive psychic times. But one thing that is happening, we need to really discuss, because this you can guys already. I think we should say that you're going to feel it even beginning of week already, 20th most likely, but when it gets exact is 21st and 22nd, and this is a hard one. This is a hard one, guys.
I'm on the edge of my seat, Ian. Drop it. Let's come on, say it.
I'm glad you said edge of the seat, because it's Mars and Uranus square. That is a configuration in an astrology that will bring people to the edge of their seats, definitely.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's...
No, I feel like we've had more than enough of the edge of the seat.
No.
We haven't even actually sat in the seat. Maybe we were just for too long taking, sitting in the seat for granted. So now we have to, God, okay. Tell us more, please. We're gonna need to know this, I feel like.
Like there's, I think there's going to be some sort of activation here. First of all, there's going to be more aggression, unfortunately, definitely. People's emotions, feelings are going to be on the edge, like annoyed and want to take action quite quickly. In online groups, in bigger groups of people, I see this a lot happening. Like people are agitated. Large groups of people are agitated. They're just can be angry even. We can say that.
I'm wondering, because I feel like intuitive plays into this, where it's like, see if you can use your intuition, to sort of move in and out of energies that are like this, that are harsh or whatever, to sort of see a higher perspective. What is really going on here would be my question. What's the deepest truth to whatever situation you get in?
I think that's an extremely important thing what Mercedes just said, because this is fighting in groups. This is literally one of the things that can happen. So, be it live, be it online, you're pulled into those fights. And if you can do what Mercedes just said, you can pull yourself out of those very well. It will be hard, I'd say, but it's possible. And I want to say one thing, if you're keen on observing things outside in nature as well with astrology, let's say, this is a configuration a week, unfortunately, where, let's say, sometimes we can see forest fires, we can see some sort of, I've even observed this with earthquakes, I've observed this with even volcanoes. One of the last times we had this, it was a little bit different, but we had even an active volcano started erupting. So guys, it's not the easiest, because Uranus is in Taurus as well, so I feel like something.
So while everything's going crazy around you, use your inner gifts, your intuition, the voice inside, follow that. It's gonna, I feel like the world's crazy right now, and we just need to walk in it. You don't really have a choice. I mean,
no.
Technically you do, but you don't.
No, you don't.
If you want to participate.
One thing I want to say, not to scare you too much, but attacks on our energy systems or online systems, internet systems is also possible. Mm-hmm. Be careful out there. Change your passwords.
I was gonna say, I feel like we're dancing around something. We're doing a little sparkle over here, a little sparkle over there, and that's the thing. That's the thing. Okay, we're all changing our passwords. The old way of not. What about having, anyway, you guys can figure out your own internet security.
Internet security, definitely. Maybe have some supplies just in case. I don't want to. I mean, this year, I think in general, if you have a week of supplies in your whatever cupboard or thing, this year in general, I think you should have it. I have it, and I've been,
Yeah, totally. For the last year, I think I've just been buying 2 of everything. If I need 1, I'll buy 2. Yeah. I'm not hoarding, but I know some people are. I pretty laughs, which I don't think I'll share here, but oh my gosh. So
that's a good balance, I think, having 2.
Yeah, gotcha. And if you're picking up what he's putting down, you're picking up what he's putting down, and we're gonna just carry on. Yeah. Okay. So the 22nd, that was it.
That was
big deals.
Bit of
but
a
is
thing
this
here.
Kind of an overarching thing? This is a bit bigger than just this week?
In Mars, Uranus square, you can feel it approximately a week, I would say. And the beginning of the week is stronger, and you can, I think around a week you can feel it more, let's say, prevalently.
Tune in, the inner voice, the one that says good things. That's the one. The 23rd.
The 23rd. Yeah. I mean, this is where I mean it can get a little bit easier because the Mercury is conjunct now Neptune. Hopefully, I mean, I don't want to even say it, because I know how hard Mars Uranus square is, and I know how not so hard the Mercury Neptune thing is. So it's me saying, I hope, but I know at the same time it's not going to be that much. It's going to help, obviously, but it's not going to be, it won't take the entire uncomfortableness away from what is happening. But it is this is where the Neptune Mercury will get exact. So again, those creative pursuits, those spiritual things, those giving things, those benevolent things, are really percolating. They're really on point, and you can use it for, you know, photography, you know, these types of painting, writing poetry, song lyrics. You know, these are good things, or meditation, channeling, good
Nice.
things to do.
Nice. I had like this 1 week a while back where I just like I did nothing but sit on my phone and write poems. Like I didn't literally I went to work and I came home and I was like, I need to put what's in my brain on my notes in my phone, like ASAP.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Is
It's a
this
good
is
outlet.
that like this? Well, I was like, I wonder. I remember. I was like, I wonder what's going on astrologically right now. I was like,
But
I'm really affected by whatever it is.
like, what, guys, if you hear this, and what Mercedes said is yes, it applies here as well. But each, if you're going to get that type of manifestation as well, like quite an intense one, I would say a week, you know, then we would also need at least some sort of addition from or in your natal personal natal chart as well to really just go, you know, Hemingway there, you know, for a week or something.
I felt like seriously well, I don't drink alcohol, so I didn't have like booze bottles everywhere, but I definitely would have if I did drink alcohol. Like it would have been one of those like benders where it was just like the creative like that was still there, but not alcohol induced.
The danger is here for what Mercedes also said, like the alcohol addiction. To escapism is a very very big thing
Ooh,
here,
yeah.
guys. I
Yeah,
think we
yeah,
need to
yeah.
mention that as well.
Yeah. Well, after all that talk,
Oh, you.
what?
What was your word? The intuitive for this specific day, 23rd was intuitive.
That was the 22nd. The
22nd,
intuitive, the word, the message is smile.
23rd. Uh-huh.
23rd. Smile.
Nice. I
You're
think.
on camera.
Smiler here.
Ah, no, I just had to make that joke, but
That's a very
yeah,
good.
it was like smile. And then I really see like look in the mirror and look at really who you are. And like the person that's smiling back at you, that's you. You know, all this heavy crap and garbage and blah blah blah, clearing out the sewers, clearing out whatever inside of you is going to uncover the person that smiles back at you in the mirror.
Fuck yeah. Guys, remember that shit. Play it back.
Oh yeah, because yeah. Do you remember? Okay, since we've been on that theme of like pop culture stuff, like, and do you remember renting movies?
I remember
Like
renting
going
movies.
to Blockbuster and
We didn't have Blockbuster here, but we had
no?
rentals.
Yeah, and then it was like Be Kind, Rewind, and you had to like stick it in. You had to like rewind it before,
Yeah.
and then if you got a movie that like wasn't rewound, you were
You're
like,
pissed.
"Wow,
Fuck
what
that
a
guy."
dick." Okay, and if it's like a kids movie, it's like, yeah, those kids suck. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
guys, if you're
Okay.
using VHS rentals, this is an important. This is an important advice for this week. If you're using VHS rentals, fucking rewind your tapes so the person
Be a
renting them next can fucking watch their movies.
The second they want to, the second they pop it in, they've got their popcorn ready. They've got all this shit they don't want to be worrying about rewinding the movie for 15 minutes before. Isn't that like the most awkward thing when you're sitting there like eating the popcorn, waiting for it to rewind? Oh my gosh.
This is funny. This is funny to me.
It is. Well, it's gonna be funny to any like elder millennial, I feel like.
Old people. You mean old people?
We're old now. I feel like we've been through it like in our lives. Like we've all of the major historic events We're going through it all in and just before our 30s. It's like, are you serious? Why? But okay. Which is a wonderful segue into March 24th.
That's
which the intuitive message I received was new heights.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing things from the mountaintop. Who's on that mountaintop with you?
This is interesting for me. Because astrologically...
Well, I'm glad about that, because if it was boring, then I would be upset. Because I base my inner emotions on what other people think. I'm kidding. Okay, go. Why is it interesting?
So we're in astrologically, we're in an interesting space where we're like the most of the aspects that were like, let's say the bigger, more important aspects have come in for this week already. But the moon just moved into Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is a lot about big picture stuff. And when the moon is in Sagittarius, generally, if there's anything else super heavy going on, usually it is a time of, more jollier, more bigger emotions, feelings. And we're, also in our internal lives, which manifest very much in our realm, we're more inclined and we want to look at the big picture. So that I do think ties in what Mercedes brought as the word.
The front door, actually. That's cool.
Looking at the bigger picture stuff, guys.
I'm pleased actually about that.
Maybe just be a little bit careful to not, if you visualize something amazing for yourself, that's good with this energy as well. But, some groundedness with everything, I think, is good.
Keep your toe on the planet Earth.
Keep your
Maybe that's
toe.
why in the visual I was having is like a mountaintop.
Mm-hmm.
Not flying in the sky, you have hiked a mountain.
And adding to that, guys, Moon is making a tiny bit of a sextile here with Saturn. Saturn is a mountain. Although Sun is the mountain top, Saturn is still the climbing of that mountain. And I think, emotionally we can be a little bit distorted here, just like we're going to conquer all the mountaintops. We just think we're the shit a little bit here.
Classic Sagittarius.
Classic Sagittarius. But
I'm just gonna buy the ticket and go.
Exactly. That's what a classic Sagittarius would say. Every day. I'm just going to.
We love you. Every day.
Every day. Just go buy the ticket and go.
Yeah, my little brother, shout out if he's listening to this, which I hope he is double Sag, rising in Sun.
Nice.
So listen up, little bro. This is cool. Anything else important on the 24th?
I mean, like the moon is making some aspects, but it's like we're still a little bit in the square of Uranus and Mars, but nothing that crazy, I would say. Let's put it that way.
Cool. Because the 25th is a very strange message. And I didn't understand it, but maybe someone out there will. It was red lobster or crab, like shellfish, and I was seeing it as red, so like cooked essentially. post boiled
Interesting.
seafood. Yeah, and crab obviously, like, cancer, all that jazz. We know about that. We know about the crabby cancer. Sorry. Sorry too.
No, it's very,
cancer friends.
very, very intriguing. What would this be? I mean,
I don't know. I think it's kind of like a specific thing for a specific one or two people. So I don't know. Do you see anything in the astrology like just for the day in general for the 25th?
let's start with the moon switches sign. You know, depending, guys, where you are a little bit, you can feel it on the 24th. But if you're in the better part of world, which is Europe,
The more advanced and futuristic
I couldn't help myself. I had to.
area of the well, of course you had to.
I had to make that joke, but you can feel it on the 24th, 25th. Moon is moving into, after it's in Sagittarius, moves into Capricorn. You know, after the jolliness of the Sagittarius energy, we're now in a very serious, emotionally reserved type of Capricorn energy, which
The
is
goat.
the goat. The goat. It's not jolly. There's nothing jolly here. It's just,
Okay,
you know.
but we do know that the goat, what goat is, right? Greatest of all time.
Exactly.
You know that? Yeah. So the goat. I love cap placements as much as it's like they're like that. The dry humor is my favorite thing in the world. Favorite. And it's just like they drop it and everyone is like, what did they just say? And I'm sitting there like, oh damn. Good one.
The dry humor of the Capricorn is quite exhilarating for me as well, because
Exhilarating.
it's because it's you know, it's because I have Saturn in the third house, which gives a pretty dry humor. Because Saturn, Capricorn, the same. And my good friend Mercedes here has also Capricorn in the third house, which is again an indication that your humor, sense of humor, can be a little bit.
Is this a different club? Like we're in a club of that?
It's a dry humor, dark humor, dry humor club. Yes, for sure, for definitely sure. Cindy
Let
is
us
in
know if
that
you're-
club as well,
Yeah,
and
Cindy. And Cindy's she doesn't know it yet, but she's gonna be on the podcast. I'm
Yeah.
really excited.
so Cindy, if you're listening to this, we're awaiting your dry
Yeah.
humor.
Yeah, we're actually holding very high expectations for it.
So you need to bring it.
Just
bring
kidding. Yeah, bring it.
No pressure, no pressure.
But also just be yourself. And that means it will be brought in.
Yeah. Okay, so let's
That's
back to the.
That's a movie quote.
It. God, I know it, but remind me. Please remind me.
I don't remember actually. But it's like the one guy's like, bring it. It's already been brought in.
Oh yes. Fuck. What's that movie, guys? Guys, if you remember that movie, please comment under the
Yeah,
comments, whatever.
Let us know.
We need
'cause
to know.
obviously, yeah, it's a must. Okay, red lobster crab, moon in Capricorn for the 25th. 25th.
25th, 26th.
Okay.
Moon in Cap, guys.
Okay.
And we're building up
I-
actually.
Oh.
We're building up. This is
okay.
more of a positive thing because we're building up to a pretty interesting thing here. Did you say your word? Fuck.
Well, no, I didn't, but I was going to segue into
Nice.
it because it's really feeling beautiful on the 26th. Actually, the
26th,
the intuitive message was flowers in bloom. Like I was just seeing all these flowers blooming and in bloom.
So the one way we can talk about this, guys, interesting, is we have a very, very good configuration coming up. It's a short one, but Mercury and Pluto will make a sextile, and adding to that, Moon will join in the fun and make a sextile to Mercury, but also conjunct Pluto. This is a very, very good time if you need to do some emotional healing. Like there, I mean, they can bring a little bit of that heaviness, that pain as well up, but it's still quite a good one, even to know, even write it out, what's going on inside of you internally. or even, you know, outside, it can bring that out, and you can release something from your subconscious consciousness feeling emotional side to feel more liberated here.
Yo, yes, and that's what we want. That's what we want for you. We want you to be freaking free. Like
Deep
all the
conversations.
ways.
Sorry. It's a good day for deep conversation, and good for astrologers as well, if you're into, or therapists, or like people who deal with the psyche of a human being.
So you mean like for the astrologer and the therapist?
And
Why did I say it like that? The therapist.
you have some Italian blood in somewhere there.
Portuguese,
Deep.
actually.
Portuguese.
Yeah.
That's a pretty emotionally expressive, you know, part of the world. Waving of the hands.
Very expressive with the hands. Okay, deep conversations. So would this be like for a person going to a therapist or booking an astrology reading, like that kind of thing? Oh my gosh. Both. So 26th of March, book your astrology readings.
Yeah, guys.
Are you stressed?
No. Just one more thing. There's this thing we're doing with astrologers, and I think this will work with, you know, people who are in your, you know, Mercedes kind of work, you know, healing and energy healing and intuitive guidance, and where one of my friends discovered a really big thing, and we're testing it out, and the first things are really encouraging. And actually what this does is when you do a session or on a specific day for that person, the session is like, I would say now, having been testing it like I think 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that, I already see like a huge shift in the person when you do it on that specific days, or actually it's like 2.5 days in a month, rather than doing it on any other day. So that's like, there's 2.5 days in a month where you can literally just like, there's a like the transformational energy is like vastly better.
Holy crow. But also I think you're a different type of astrologer where you're interested in that, right? In the big transformation. A lot of people like, and it's not to knock other astrologers. I think that's anyone who's doing it is amazing. And also, I think what you bring to the table as far as, you know, channeling and energy and all the knowledge that you have acquired over the years, I think is in itself, just sitting with a person, transformative. I mean, personally for myself, having had readings with you, like those have been pivotal, like absolutely pivotal. But to do it on a supercharged day, I would be like, holy.
Yeah.
Cool. So how do you know what days? I mean, you're experimenting with this, so we're not releasing the info yet.
I'm a little bit hesitant yet to say it exactly, but I think I'm going to talk to my friend who, you know, gave it to me, and I think we're going to do something with it, you know, video course, whatever we're going to do when we have a lot of data.
Stay freaking tuned, people.
Yeah.
This sounds cool. This sounds really cool.
It's so pretty amazing.
By happenstance, happen to book an astrology or healing session or energy clearing or whatever on that specific date.
That is
26th.
That is already a pretty, you know, the configuration here to be transformed is pretty good. At least pretty good.
Even by yourself?
Even by yourself, I would say. Like, it can literally be like, maybe you read something online from an astrological perspective, from a spiritual perspective, something taboo, something esoteric, and then it kind of like clicks, and you're like, whoa, you know, freedom, liberation,
blows your mind
kind of situation.
Sweet. Yeah. Well, and then we also had like the Mercury Jupiter thing bringing in all those downloads. So this seems like a pretty psychically loaded week.
Yeah.
So if you're open for that type of transformation in your life, then this is the week for you. Coming at you from the universe.
Yeah. Definitely agree, guys. And maybe this is a good segue to gonna start wrapping it up.
Say segue again.
Segue. Segue.
I feel like we've used the word segue. I feel like a lot more than I have ever used it my whole life, and I felt really great saying it. Like segue. I know what that word means.
Yes, it's a very important word in the world of podcasting, I would say.
Yeah, probably. We're finding that out. Oh my gosh. Wow. Hey, well, what a wicked week. I feel like there's going to be lots of really good things. I mean, obviously, if you're looking for, it's really easy to spot a red car when you're looking for a red car. So, look for the good things. We're going to have some tough, crappy stuff, but, well, potentially crappy stuff. But, everything, if you see everything as positive or supportive in your life, then, it's really going to be continuing. Wow, how am I going to say this? I got all tongue twisted. It'll be easier to see things as supportive if you're seeing things as supportive. So, I want to say like something really like love yourself or whatever, but it's just like I can't say that because that's something that you've got to discover on your own. I can't do it, everyone's got to figure it out for themselves.
If there's one thing you need to figure out for yourself, guys, it's people we can talk and you can listen to other people talk about self-love and loving yourself on a very deep level. But it's when you're in a deep space of pain, sometimes those words can just mean nothing. They're just emptiness. But the thing here Mercedes touched upon really importantly is you gotta really go deep within to yourself and dig deep and understand what is stopping you from loving yourself. And when you start to literally make gradual efforts towards loving yourself, you will start to love yourself. This is literally one of the biggest understandings and shifts and changes I think you need to understand. You are going to have to do that work. Anybody else telling you you're amazing or awesome or whatever, it will in the end it will kind of evaporate if you don't do it. So do it Starsky and Hutch.
Do it.
Yeah.
All right, well, peace out.
Peace out, people. We were really glad you came and listened to it, and see you again soon.